Hello.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
You're the very first guest for Paradigm Spark Inside Talk. Yeah. You won two coffee competition,
Yeah.
SCA Canadian coffee competition last year. It was last year, right?
March, like first week of March.
First of March, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Latte Art and Coffee in the Spirit,
Yeah.
and you won two at the same time, but you competed all competitions for
Yes.
2 years.
I didn't. The only one I missed was Brewers, but tried to do all of them.
I understand how stressful and how busy it is to do multiple competition,
Yeah.
and like winning two competition in 1 year cycle is very impressive.
Yeah.
Like,
it
how
was tough.
how was it? How was it like too busy, or how did you approach the schedule?
So practice. I didn't practice latte art that much, but I did work a lot of shifts, and every shift it would be like, okay, this latte has to be perfect. This latte has to be perfect. Right? It's
And
like
it's
$2.
kind of similar environment, right? Like
Yeah.
when you serve latte at the cafe,
Yeah.
you have other drinks, so you are in rush.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You need to do fast.
Because if you're too relaxed, you get on stage and you just, I have so much time.
Especially latte art is
Yeah.
quite time pressure. Like you
Yeah.
have to do really fast.
Yeah.
Even compared to barista competition,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, latte art is
Because
more
you have 10
time,
minutes, 6 drinks.
yeah, sensitive. How about coffee in the spirit?
I think I have a huge advantage because I don't actually drink cocktails.
Oh, really? You're not drinking cocktail?
Yeah, so the
Usually.
first year, 2019,
Yeah.
that was like the first month I started drinking cocktails. So I had like a fresh perspective, and I think it helped me a lot, like designing drinks and stuff, because I'm not like tied to these rules. I think it was a huge advantage to make like a coffee cocktail, because as you know, it's difficult.
Especially like for me, what I was really struggling on coffee in the street practice and build up the recipe in general
Yeah.
was I don't know where to put the coffee in
Exactly,
the
yeah.
taste balance category.
Yeah.
So like bitterness,
Yeah.
sour, sweet,
Yeah.
and I don't know where to put the coffee. Do you have any like idea where you put the coffee on those tastes?
So for the Irish coffee, I made it as the bitter,
Yeah.
because obviously you have the sugar and then the cream, right?
And cream, yeah.
But like for designing a coffee cocktail, I usually say the coffee is half acid, half bitter. I won't use bitters.
Mm.
I'll just pull like a longer extraction or just make the coffee like taste a little worse.
Yeah.
Because I think if you use like a perfectly balanced brew, it gets lost.
Yeah.
Because alcohol is so strong, sugar is so strong. So I've been picking like really one note, like not super complex coffees for that reason. Like,
Yeah. Even coffee itself, like when I taste that coffee concentration for a coffee cocktail,
Yeah.
it does taste like coffee, like well brewed coffee.
mm-hmm.
Tastes like just bitter or it's super intense.
Yeah.
More hard to taste some flavor.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. What am I tasting?
What am I tasting here?
Yeah.
So it is very difficult to pick a coffee. One of my key strategies is like you find a general theme and then you say, okay, this theme goes with this liquor, and then you build one by one.
Based on that, you choose coffee first and then like mix the ingredients.
Sometimes I'll pick coffee first, but usually what's been happening is liquor first.
And also that's because the price of the liquor
Yeah, also that.
is expensive. Yeah. So like
Yeah.
the cost of the practice is
Oh yeah.
going on if you try more different main liquors. So yeah,
That is a
it's kind of
huge one.
forced to be
Yeah.
select liquor first and then
Mhm.
yeah. In that perspective, coffee price is it's so low. Even if you are using really expensive coffee compared to the bottle of liquor,
Yeah, it's
coffee is way cheaper.
you thought
So,
this was expensive, and then
Yeah.
you compare it to your liquor, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, I think that's it's kind of downside because
Yeah.
even if you want the coffee industry, it is hard to bring that recipe to the cafe serving.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like compared to the coffee, like barista competition recipe for signature drink, it is
Yeah.
able to serve in a cafe. Like a coffee industry recipe is
I'm
not
not
easy
sure.
to serve in the cafe.
Yeah, that one is not economic.
Definitely, it is fun competition, but expensive competition.
Yeah, I think it really showcases creativity as well. Because as you and I both know, coffee and alcohol, they don't
Yeah.
always work.
It's hard to keep the coffee flavor with
Yeah.
those liquor.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. What was your strategy to scheduling your practice?
Like I've always been kind of half ready throughout the year. And then like when you're practicing for one, you get a really good idea. You're like, okay, this could actually work for this one.
Yeah.
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 So that's because I've been just practicing or just half ready. I always get like an idea, and then I'm like, okay, which competition does this one work for?
Yeah, that's true. Like I always share my idea on barista competition and Brewers Cup, like same
Yeah.
concept and just using that idea, just fitting into different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is important to have rest days as well.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't do, unless it was like up until, we wouldn't do weekends.
Is there any way you managing your stress, or are you doing any other like hobbies in between to just release, get out of coffee? Sometimes.
I think meditating is a huge one.
Oh yeah.
So when I'm driving home, like no music, just don't try not to think about anything. So that helps a lot. It's like I get 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. So that is huge. But nothing really. It's just kind of always on coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.